Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Tour Auto Limited Edition. You can see this 42mm titanium 2009 limited edition of 100 pieces on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. At any time, you can also click on the card icon on the right-hand side of this video to see the page for this watch with product photos and prices. Now you can see on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. This Tour Auto limited edition cuts the classic profile of the 42mm Royal Oak Offshore, which is to say, it wears large for a 42. Far larger than a 42mm round watch, it has broad lugs that taper into the form of the strap. It has large, prominent crown guards and a proud bezel that stands tall on the wrist. 14.5mm thick means this one's not going to slide under a dress cuff or a tight sleeve of any kind. And while it is 42mm across the round of the case, 54mm from lug to lug, it does feature the unique double plot junction with the strap that's characteristic of the Offshores. So the outermost rigid outcropping, the plots on each side, create a virtual flare or a virtual span of a mighty 58mm from lug to lug. So the extremity length here is quite large, but it doesn't wear overbearing, in part because mostly titanium, it's very light on the wrist. Now this is a shot-peened titanium, so while it looks like tantalum, it is in fact tie, and it's paired with a nice lightweight, natural vulcanized rubber strap. Unlike the rigid hornback alligator leather often associated with the Royal Oak Offshore, the diver-style strap, once known as the scuba-style strap, is very flexible, and it makes this lightweight watch highly compatible with a smaller wrist like mine. You can wear this watch comfortably down to a wrist size of approximately 15 centimeters without significant overlap. Now the watch does feature all of the virtues of the diver strap. First, very supple, very soft, very comfortable, and ideal for hot weather. It also makes the watch lighter still than the hornback, and it's paired with a gorgeous shot-peened titanium single-fold deployant with inset Audemars Piguet AP logo. Lightweight, low profile, and beautifully finished, it's a perfect match for this unique limited edition, which combines black, matte titanium, silver, and red accents. It's an unusual color palette, but it works to good effect, giving this watch a vibe somewhat like a cross between a vintage Rolex Paul Newman Daytona and a modern Royal Oak Offshore. Now, like all Royal Oak Offshores, the bezel gasket is dramatically pronounced beneath the bezel, but on the rubber-clad series of Offshores, the bezel blends in to the gasket itself, creating one seamless monolithic form that gives these watches, the rubber-clads, more visual strength, even a little bit more brutality than the conventional Offshores, and that's saying something. Now, the finish, shot-peened, almost a satin, is very different from the polished and brushed titanium finishes we're used to seeing in the industry. They do look almost like tantalum here, and it gives the watch a completely unique aesthetic. This is one of the most memorable Royal Oak Offshore limited editions because, quite frankly, it can't be confused for any of the others. Now, the matte black of the bezel contrasts beautifully with the polished stainless steel hexagonal bezel bolts. A nice tie to Gerald Genta's 1972 Royal Oak original, but this one's quite a departure from that genteel reference. You can see that the tachymeter, often something of a styling afterthought on the Offshores, more of a transition from bezel to dial, here takes center stage with a beautiful brushed metallic finish that simmers in low light. It has a luster to it that's completely distinct from the matte of the tantalum or the high polish of the bezel bolts. It's somewhere in between, and it provides a dramatic contrast with the lustrous Tapisserie lacquered finish. The gleam of the hobnail cut of the Tapisserie contrasts nicely with the brushed metallic tack and the white on red printed subdials. Now, this is where the Paul Newman references sort of come into play, because you see a little bit of that tritone of the great Rolex sports watches, the Daytonas of the 60s and 70s, but this is very much a modern, oversized luxury reference, as all of the Arabic numerals are polished and applied and made of 18-karat white gold, as are the hands at center. Now, the white on red calibration means that this is an easy watch to read, whether you're looking at civil time, hours, minutes, and seconds, or chronograph time, hours, minutes, and seconds. Now, on the case back, you can see a Audemars Piguet Tour Auto dedication, as well as the individual number within the series. The Tour Auto was followed by Audemars Piguet as an official sponsor from 2006 to 2012, and while each year carried a special limited edition, this is one of the most memorable of that lot. Now, Featured inside is an Audemars Piguet caliber 2326 with a 2840 module. It's based on the Jaeger-LeCoultre 889 with the Dubois-Dupraz vertical clutch chronograph module. Now, it operates at a modern 4 Hz or 28,800 vibrations per hour. It has a 38-hour power reserve, but it features a couple of refinements that were late additions to the JLC 889 series, including a laser-welded hairspring at both the stud and the collet for stability, a free-sprung balance for resistance to shock or disruption-induced timing variations, and ceramic rotor bearings for the winding system, sealed for life, ultra-high efficiency. It also features traditional refinements, including hacking seconds, so when you pull the crown, you stop the balance, you halt the seconds hand for synchronization to a known accurate reference time, as well as a quick set for the date function. Now, with a vertical clutch, you can run the chronograph continuously. If you prefer center seconds and the sweep of the chronograph seconds hand, you can just pretend it's geared to the minutes and the hours at center. With a vertical clutch, there is no undue extra wear on the mechanism, unlike a lateral clutch. And with a screw-down crown, this watch, a true sports watch in every sense, though dedicated to vintage automobiles, is more than happy to take the plunge with 100-meter water resistance. You can see this Tour Auto limited edition of 100 pieces on our website, watchyouwant.com.